What's going on, guys? It's Nick and welcome back to part 2 of our Applets tutorial. In the previous video we created a very simple hi mom applet, so that's about as basic as it gets. We talked about the start, init, and paint functions, we just talked about how to create a basic app and have that run properly. So today what we're going to be doing is simple graphics, and what that is just calling methods from the graphics class inside of your paint method, so then we can output some graphics onto our applet. So if you've worked with the paint method before, this tutorial is totally useless for you. But if you haven't, definitely watch this. And if it's totally useless for you, just skip to the next one. We're going to talk about action and mouse listeners. So first thing we need to do is something that I forgot to mention in the previous tutorial, and that's about the init method. And I realized this later that I didn't say that the init method basically acts like the applet's constructor. Whenever the applet is called, it's always going to run the init method, and that's why we called set background. That's why we put that in there. So the init method acts like the constructor, and that's basically all I need to say. That is the basis of what I missed yesterday. So today we're going to look at the paint method. So in the paint method, we call the graphics class. We give it the variable g. And this is a method inside the this is a class inside of the Java API that allows you to draw graphics onto your screen. Now, we're going to be working with the graphics method, but we're also going to be working with something called graphics 2D, which just gives us more option and allows us to create 2D graphics. We're going to be looking at an example about drawing lines with that one, but for the graphics method, I'm simply just going to show you how to call different methods inside of the graphics class. I keep saying graphics method, but it's graphics class, and we're going to call methods inside of that class. And to do that, it's pretty simple. Because we define graphics as the variable g, all we need to do is add g dot, and then it's going to give us a list of different methods that we can call. And then we can give it we can pass variables to that method, and it's going to do what we want. So let's look for a good one. Draw a rectangle is a good one. So the first thing it needs to do is it needs our x coordinate, and we're going to set that x coordinate to 100. Now it needs our y coordinate, and then the width of the box. We're going to set that to 400. By the way, we're working in pixels right now, just to clarify that. I'm writing pixels, and we'll set that to 400, and we'll add a semicolon. And let's run our code. You can see that, look, we have our box drawn. We started that at 100, and that's where our text started. So you can see that they're on the same line. Alright, so that's basically pretty useless. We don't need that, and I'm going to comment it out because we may come back to that later. Now we're going to be talking about graphics 2D. So I think everybody understands the concept of adding graphics with the graphics method. You just call g dot, and then you can select what you like and then pass the variables that are needed. Something that you may be asking is, how do I draw images into our applet? And we're going to talk about that in a couple tutorials. We just need to talk about mouse action listeners first. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call graphics 2D. So I'm going to make an instance of the method, the class. So graphics 2D, and we're going to give it a variable. We're going to call this g2d, and we're going to have that equal to graphics 2D, and give it the variable g. Now we're getting errors because we need to import graphics 2D. Alright, so down here what we can do is we can create points in space, and we're going to do this through the geom package that comes with Java. So we're going to create 2D points in space, and then we can have lines that connect to these 2 points. So it's really interesting. So we're going to create 2 points, we're going to create one line, and then we're going to draw it using the graphics 2D method. Pretty simple. So the first thing we need to do is call point 2D, and we're going to add dot double, and you can see the java.auth.geom 2D. Now I assume you're going to want to import java.auth. We're going to get to that later. It may ask us. I don't think we need to, though. And we're going to call this point left, or top left. And we're going to have this equal to a new instance of point 2D dot double. And we're going to set the position. So this is going to be at the complete top of the screen, 0.0, 0.0. So that is as high on the left as you get it. And we're probably just going to draw this line right at the top of the screen. It's not even going to be useless. It's going to be completely useless, I'm sorry. And now we're going to add point 2D again. dot double, and now we're going to set the other point. So we're going to add top right, and we're going to have this equal to new point 2D dot double. And now we're going to set the next point. Now it's not going to be at the total right of the screen. We're just going to set this 100 pixels to the right. And we're also going to call the Y 0. So this is, like I said, it's going to be shoved at the complete top of the screen, so we may not even be able to see it. Alright, so down here what we need to do is call line 2D, which is another method or class that we can call. And once I can finally type properly, we would be able to call it line 2D, and we're going to add dot double again, and we simply need to write line. So we're going to call this thing line, and we're going to have this equal to new line 2D dot double, and then the 2 points that we want to connect with a line. Wow, okay, dot double, and then the 2 points, which is top left and top right. Alright, and down here what we can do is now add 2G2D dot draw. And we're going to draw a line. Now we need to import line 2D. And if we save that and run, you can see that we'll have a line at the top. So as I did say, it's going to be shoved up at the top because we used 0.00 and the Y is at 0. So you can see it right here. And we did draw a line between these 2 points in space. So that is how we add simple graphics to our applet inside of Java. Hopefully that tutorial wasn't totally boring. So thanks guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget I put tons of Minecraft modding, Minecraft, Java, and Java programming on my channel every day, so subscribe and keep updated. And to finish it off, my name is The Institutions. Have a good one.